I'm so tired, I haven't slept a wink. I'm so tired, my mind is on the blink. I wonder, should I get up and fix myself?
We shouldn't be surprised. You know, this governor, our governor, who was elected, made this campaign issue. There's reason to also suspect some of the licenses that have been issued to foreign nationals and illegal immigrants.
I haven't really seen this all or nothing approach to government. It's go out, take a poll, come up with a new buzzword.
We can't track them. We don't know who these people are. We don't know if their identification is legitimate or not. And you know, we do have evidence, and we do have instances in which a number of these people are concealing their identity for the very purpose of criminal activity.
If you're a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat mother, your privilege to operate a motor vehicle can be suspended, or you fail to satisfy an agreement that you entered into and a judgment is rendered against you, you can lose your privilege to operate a motor vehicle for up to 14 years.
I know that's hard to say, but you know, this whole issue really came up when the federal government crafted the National ID Act, and it cost $50 million or $35 million for a state like New Mexico to do it. And there's about 30 of the states that said, no, we're not going to do it. It costs too much. The state of New Mexico can issue a driver's license. That's what we have it in our power to do. Can you drive a car from point A to point B without having a wreck?
Did it help in the case of Pablo Ortiz and Francisco Melgar from El Salvador, who were members of MS-13? They showed their driver's license, their New Mexico driver's license. How did that really help? How do the people of New Mexico believe that having that driver's license really helped our law enforcement? Stopped them. They were arrested for DWI. They even used their driver's license to continue to get into DWI school. They completed successfully DWI school using their driver's license. That helped them a lot. It helped them when they conducted a string of robberies of breakfast restaurants in Albuquerque. It helped them when they robbed Denny's. And 2 of the 3 participated in the murder of an innocent young employee at Denny's. The only people that driver's license helped are the perpetrators of those crimes. That's all. They didn't help the cops. They didn't help New Mexico State Police. Those driver's licenses did not help sheriff's deputies. They helped gang members. If they hadn't had them, if Albuquerque hadn't been a sanctuary city, supported by some members of this body, you could have checked ICE too.
There are people coming across that border whose primary purpose in life is to kill Americans. It's insane to ignore that. Because the Americans they want to kill are you and your family. Now we need to do something about it. Oh, because 99% of them, or 99.9% of them, are just economic refugees. We should ignore the handful of people whose real purpose in life is to kill you.
And what we did in 2003 is we granted people the privilege to operate a motor vehicle within the state of New Mexico. We didn't give them the law or the right to kill anybody or to shoot anybody or to do anything different. We gave them a privilege to operate a motor vehicle within our state. And that privilege that was granted to them can also be taken away. Driver's licenses are suspended on a regular basis. This driver's license that we allowed them to have also allows us, or it allows our law enforcement officers, it allows our motor vehicle division to track these people, or to track offenders, should I say, or violators of our traffic laws.
In 2005, the GAO reported that U.S. Immigration and Customs found public and private databases such as driver's license databases, to be more current than the Department of Homeland Security database and more reliable for tracking down immigrants. Denying licenses to undocumented immigrants simply increases the pool of state residents who are not in any database used to track outstanding criminal warrants, child support delinquents, and they're saying exactly the opposite of what you're saying, which is rather than taking these licenses away, if you want to make the community safer, get them in a database. So, and I think that's why the Chief of Police of Santa Fe and other law enforcement who proposed this bill in the first place would rather come up to a car and see a driver's license and know that they can at least try to get into that information and find out who this person is, as opposed to not having any information.
Expecting the New Mexico Motor Vehicle Department driver's license policy to do something about international terrorism is a little bit like expecting the janitors at the UN to do something about world peace. It's way beyond their job description. This is just about making sure that the people on our highways know how to drive, are prepared to drive, can be followed up on, and can report accidents with confidence that they will deal with the police. That's what we voted on, not terrorism and not coddling criminals.
We're saying that sovereign nations are not going to be allowed to have driver's licenses. We need to look closely at that. Gallup has a history of being in the forefront of the civil rights movement. The city opposed discrimination against black people as far back as 1940.
Not everybody coming across that border is a good guy.
We'll check this past.
And until we can stop the bad guys, I say we stop everybody.
But it's the Congress of the United States that deals with immigration. And they've decided how many drains we can put swimming pools, but they haven't had time to work on immigration. That's what this governor ought to be calling our Congress of the United States and say, get off your butt and come down here and do an immigration bill that's realistic for this country. That is exactly where we need to be. And we're down here fighting over stuff that probably doesn't really, it's not really our jurisdiction, yet we're forced to do it. Last night in the committee, some of the things I heard in there were kind of interesting. But one really stuck it right to me. When the Secretary of the Department, when I think it was Senator McSorley was asking her, how many cases did you have or whatever last month? And I think she said 6. And those were her words, as I recall, in the committee. And so, I'm going to sit here and look at you. We say we had 80,000 licenses. Well, if there are more cases than that, whose fault is that? Is that necessarily a legislative fault where we need to change the legislature? I don't think so.
Why do we have to care so much about other states? We are not Arizonians. We are not Texans. We are New Mexicans. And we have to focus on resolving New Mexico issues. When I cast my vote tonight, I'll be proud of that vote. And when I get up tomorrow morning, I will still be proud of that vote, because I will know that I've done the right thing.
I'll close with the reading from a letter from Cesar. Some children come from places like Roswell, Farmington, Artesia, and Gallup to receive their much-needed chemotherapy. My life and theirs depends on having these licenses and being able to travel to receive the chemotherapy. This is an issue that shouldn't be regarded as political, but otherwise as humanitarian. We, the sons and daughters of immigrant parents, did not choose to come to this country, just like we did not choose to have cancer. It is for all these reasons that I and all of those children with cancer implore your compassion and ask that you don't take the licenses from our parents.
So tired, I haven't slept a wink. I'm so tired, my mind is on the blink. I wonder, should I get up and fix myself a drink? No, no, no.